Hello, everyone. A very good morning to you if you are joining from Europe, as usual. And if you are joining from Asia, a very good afternoon to you. And if you are joining from Australia, a very good evening to you. Today, we are excited to begin individual presentation round 4 for ASEFClassNet17 faculty collaboration on learning about AI and learning with AI. And today, we are also excited to share some more information about the second half of cross-faculty dialogue phase for project proposal development. So on that, we have the first agenda regarding project proposal development. We have a brief that we have shared with all of you yesterday and templates that we also shared with you. So we will give a very quick overview, and then we will introduce you to today's speakers, and then we will have the individual presentations. And after each individual presentations, you will also have question and answer related to the individual presentation, and then we'll have a generic question and answer session in the end, in case you have any questions related to the next session or the project proposal development phase. And then, of course, we will let you know what to expect next, and then we will conclude the session. So first of all, if you remember, during our ASEFClassNet17 faculty collaboration welcome and introduction session, we have introduced you to these 4 categories of project proposal development. So the first one is on research, and the second one is events. Third one is curriculum, and the fourth one is something called wildcard. What are they? So the first category is for those of you who are interested in doing research, different types of research, document analysis, comparative research, survey-based research. So that's for you. If you were trying to explore, research areas in any of these, then you can propose a project in this category. And then some of you might want to host a conference, symposium, like some of our participants did for the last edition, or you want to have a series of webinars. So the event category for project proposal is for you. And then some of you, especially those of you who are working directly in teacher training and teacher education, you might be more interested in curriculum development for teachers and students. So you can focus on this category if this is your area of interest. And then finally, of course, through this project, we are aiming to promote innovation in the area of AI and education. So we don't want to limit you within specific boxes. That's why we created the 4th category called the wild card. Anything that you are thinking about right now in terms of a project that doesn't fall under in any of the above 3 categories, you can propose that to the wild card. And for that, we have already shared the templates. The templates are pretty much same that request you to provide, the title of the project, specific timeline, overview, summary, expected responsibilities of team member who want to join your project, ethical consideration, etc. However, there are some very specific information that we also require. For example, for the wildcard, we ask you the question, how is this project different from the above 3 categories, so that we can understand your innovation angle better. So if you have any questions at all, you can let us know, and then we will try our best to clarify so that you can, without any challenges, can propose these projects better. So how to be involved in this phase? So you can either propose a project if you have an interesting idea and you are very passionate about it. So you can propose it by Monday, 15th of July. If you are proposing a project, we highly encourage you to also explore your own, institutional responsibilities and engagement to ensure that you are ready to lead the project with the team member support who will join your project. And please send it to this email address, that's mine, by 15th of July. And then those of you who are interested in collaboration opportunities, learning more about AI and education, and want to just, partner and contribute to the field of AI, you don't want to propose, but you want to get involved and then contribute and also build your own capacity, you can join a project. So the way you can join a project is through sign up once we have all the projects proposed and then a list of all the projects that that are coming from those who are proposing, we will then create a sign up form and then we will share it with everyone so that you can join. You can join one or more projects. You can also bring members from your own institutions who are interested in joining an ASEFClassNet17 faculty collaboration project. They can also sign up as well. And what are the benefits? So of course, through this project, we are trying to empower educators and education leaders in Asia and Europe. So it's all about Asia-Europe partnerships and networking, especially when the selected projects get invited to the conference in Manila, Philippines in November. That there you'll have an opportunity to network with diverse stakeholders. For example, some high-level speakers that we are also inviting to the conference who are expert in the field of AI and education. So that will be an opportunity for you to also, get more support for the project through networking. And of course, ASEFClassNet community support will be there as well. So the community is formed of, our ASEFClassNet secondary and vocational school teachers. For these specific projects, we have the 4 advisors. So they will also give their advice and support as well. And the ClassNet team, we are there to support within the resources that we have. We will share more about that once we have all the proposed projects and we get into the next phase. And then, of course, the main idea and main aim for this is to jointly solve AI and education issues across Asia and Europe, and to encourage and empower US educators and education leaders and teacher trainers to support education ecosystems across Asia and Europe through your work. And often, when you are coming from a single institution, sometimes it's difficult to achieve certain goals. So by joining forces, you can also optimize your institutional resources. Of course, through your collaborative approach and problem solving, you can create a broader impact in your own community, institution, and beyond. And finally, there are international and regional funding opportunities. For example, 4 of our schools during COVID applied for a regional grant called Visegrad grant that was only applicable for the Visegrad region. And they were able to apply only because they came together in one platform through our ASEFClassNet community. And last year, 2 of the faculty collaboration institution from the ASEFClassNet17 faculty collaboration joined forces together. So that's University of Tartu and participant from University College London, and they successfully implemented the project that they designed. So that's an opportunity for you to also share institutional resources and then apply for relevant funding to support one another to achieve the project goal. And of course, increase the visibility of your own work and the work of the project that you will be proposing across Asia and Europe. We do have, for example, for this project, over 2.5 million social media outreach. So we regularly post about the projects and the outcomes. So that's an opportunity to increase visibility as well. And some of you are also looking forward to advancing in your career through institutional recognition, and we do provide to our both the school and faculty collaboration participants with recommendations if you are applying for an institutional grant or an external grant, or even for an institutional credits, for example. So these are some of the key benefits. And of course, we hope that through partnerships, for example, from the last session, I saw a very concrete conversation between our Vietnamese participant and our participant from Hungary. So hopefully they will be able to create a bi-regional project to support their institutional goals. So in very briefly, these are the, key updates on the project proposal development. Before we jump into the individual presentations, maybe better to pause here for a quick moment to see if any of you have any questions related to this. So let me just put into the, okay, now I can see most of you on my screen. So let's see if anybody has any questions. You can raise your hand or you can unmute and speak. Any questions from anyone who wants to propose or who wants to join a project? I see some of you are smiling, but no
Hi,
questions.
Jyoti. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes. Yes, please.
I'd like to know that about the categories and also the number of the proposal we can submit. I have seen that you
Mhm.
have given us four categories. So can we submit? Can an individual submit more than one proposal in diverse categories, or you want each faculty to submit only one proposal?
So I think Rekha can also contribute here in case, but the key idea is for you to propose a solid project that you are very passionate about, because I think if you propose multiple projects, it will be very difficult to lead. So better to propose one project. However, you can propose more. In that case, when we finalize the list of projects, it depends on how many participants sign up, because we also want to ensure that all the projects have equal number of participants, if not equal, a good number of participants represented, so that, as a team, you can take it forward nicely. Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry, go
just to
ahead.
I'm sorry, just to add one information. Last year, one of our faculty members from Philippines
Mhm,
proposed more than one project,
mhm,
but for one or two of her project, there were no, members to join. So to avoid this risk,
mhm,
can we propose more than one
mhm. Actually, the
and
one you were
submit that?
referring to, yeah, the one you were referring to, one member didn't propose multiple projects. It was from the same institution, but they had multiple participants. So different participants, they proposed different project. And we listed, there was one project didn't have enough members, so that one was we didn't include it in the final list. So we went ahead with the one that had good number of participants. I think you remember which one. Um, Rekha, would you like to add anything here?
Thank you, Jyoti. Yes, you called on me. So yes, I think Nahid, if you feel like you have two strong proposals that you really want to take forward and they are very different from each other, one research, the other one is an event, feel free to do so. But like Jyoti said, make sure that you can commit to both, and we will see which one gets more traction among the faculty collaboration members. And I also saw a question from Lavinia in the chat. So how long the proposal should be. I think I would advise to keep it short and sweet for this stage. Really, the goal of this proposal is to convey your idea to the others. That this is what I'm thinking of roughly. Who is interested in joining me, this proposal? And then at the later stages of the project, we can elaborate on the different elements. But for this purpose, I think short and sweet will do. Thank you.
Thank you, Rekha. Thank you. Yeah, to add to what Rekha just said, if you look at our template, it's very comprehensive and it's very, we are not expecting more than 2 pages. So even one, you can do it in 1 page by providing the relevant information in different categories. And yes, if you as you are working on the proposal on the template, if you have any questions, please do let us know. We will try to promptly reply to you as soon as possible. I see that there are no more questions, but if anything comes up, feel free to use the chat box, and then we will also try reply on the chat box as well. So with that, let us remind you about the questions for individual presentations again, so that you can follow up with our speakers smoothly. So the first question that they will be tackling, how does their institution approach learning about AI and learning with AI? And then the second one is more at the individual level, what specific aspects of AI they consider most crucial to address in teacher education at the moment. So today we have 5 speakers, and our first speaker will be from Europe, Professor Imre Ticalo. He's the director of the Bachelor Degree Program in Engineering and Management at University of Nova Gorica in Slovenia, where they also do fantastic work in terms of producing open education resources. So he will be talking about that as well. And then we will have a presentation from Singapore by Dr. Dai Hui Tan. She's the master teacher at the Academy of Singapore Teachers, an institution associated with Ministry of Education. And then I think our colleagues from Myanmar, they need a bit support to figure out the technicalities. So we will go ahead with Dr. Noli Mino de Ramos, an associate professor in Philippines Normal University, South Luzon campus in the Philippines. And then we will conclude the session with our speakers from Myanmar, Dr. Sumon Ong and Dr. Sumia Ai. Both of them are lecturer at Yangon University of Education in Myanmar. So let me now invite our first speaker, Professor Imre Tikalo from the University of Nova Gorica, Slovenia. I'm going to stop sharing my slide so that you can share yours, Professor Imre.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Hello from Europe. Best regards from University of Nova Gorica, School of Engineering and Management. For some of you, it's already late afternoon, waiting for the weekend, when we have just started the day. We have a long day ahead of us. Before we start addressing the questions, I would like to give you an overview of our study programs. We have 3 study programs. One is Bachelor Program in Engineering and Management, and the other one is Master Program in Engineering and Management. Both these studies are basically, free for all the European students. And the last one, Master Program in Leadership in Open Education, which is the one which I try to implement into this ASEF project, and will be focus of this presentation, has scholarships available as well for Asian students and all the students across the globe. Myself and Professor Telemil and Susanna Doszkowska, we are running this program at the moment. However, we have a lot of associates from all over the globe. And the mastership program in leadership education recently also touched the learning about artificial intelligence, since artificial intelligence has become a very popular topic, a burning topic everywhere, and not just from the technical point of view when everybody is running for the real-time processing of information, text, videos, making presentation, making the life easier, but also from different social aspects, which I will address at the end of my presentation. Well, the master degree in leadership in open education has just rise from 6 years of work, 40 countries, 330 projects, and 447 participants yearly gathering an Eduscope. And the results of this Open Education for Better World, which was a project run by Josef Stefan Institute in Ljubljana, Slovenia, and the UNESCO chair, is basically the outcome is the master degree leadership in open education. Well, let me introduce 2 major things in this program, and one of them is the technologies we are trying to present to our students, to participants, so they learn something about technologies that are open and to be prepared for the social inclusions, because the main purpose of open education is to use open educational resources and open learning. The program is basically designed on the experience of our joint online mentoring program, and with contribution of international experts that provides this kind of knowledge, which is not only technical knowledge, learning systems, platforms, and architectures, how it works, but also how they use them in education, how they use the resources that are already available from media technology, multimedia, that you all know. When just opening the browser in the internet, you see how many multimedias are available, and basically how to use them with existing, or how to develop new artificial intelligence tools for education, or intelligent tutoring system, or using artificial intelligence with other technical systems, as for example we do in medicine. However, they are always facing with one and major important thing is copyright issues, how you're going to use other media and how you're going to use data that is available. The next thing is that we need to teach the students also what is basically data mining. The data mining is not artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence is not data mining. However, what's the difference between these technologies, how to properly use them, and of course, other topics that are also available for this. The next subject, which also touches artificial intelligence, is the advanced technologies and covers more or less artificial intelligence as a technique from the technical aspects. It also implements augmented reality and immersive technologies, which is also part of it, because the artificial intelligence can be efficiently used to put up environments that are basically very realistic and in real time. Of course, for that is a certain computer power is needed, and this computer power, how to access high performance computing on the web servers or having your own high performance computing in a box. Well, sometimes the data needs to be encrypted, and that's why we have some introduction in blockchain technologies, cyber psychological systems, which you may know better than Internet of Things, or Internet of Everything that we usually use nowadays. For that purpose, we build virtual labs. So that's more or less known as a breakout rooms equipped with different technologies for that. And the burning topics with this program is usually now is artificial intelligence in education or intelligent tutoring and learning system. So together with Open Education for Better World program, we designed basically example project. We designed some projects with students. So students are doing their own projects, like designing an educational chatbot using this is the open educational resources that are available in platforms, and designing just a very simple chatbots. The link is available in my presentation. However, I can also put the link in the chat box so everybody could basically see the presentation of the developer Daniel from Lebanon, and he had his mentor who helped him. Then, of course, every year we organize the EduScope, which recently we talked about artificial intelligence in education and its role, and the role of ChatGPT being very popular. What are the pros and cons of using ChatGPT? This video is also available in the online resources at videolectures.net. So we start with a very important thing that probably address very well that question number one. Well, the question one, what do we learn about artificial intelligence? How to learn what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence covers a lot of topics, something from data science, which collides with deep learning and machine learning. So here, some of you may know, have heard about unsupervised and supervised learning. Well, the data science basically deals with data. So it classifies data from different aspects. For example, if you know the videos of or the photos of certain animals, so you can classify them into two-leg animals, four-leg animals, multi-leg animals. Well, two-leg animals, that's human being, isn't it? So and you will get all the photos in one group. Then, of course, you can basically classify these animals into whether they're flying or they're moving, whether they live in the sea or something like that. So you can also classify human beings. You can classify text. So this is basically data science. Then we have machine learning, and its a small part is deep learning, which is a little bit more complicated, and it uses known inputs and known outputs for supervised learning. So what we do, we basically teach the single layer neural network with different techniques to mimic the output with the known input. At the end of the day, so when we have an unknown input, we expect that this machine would probably identify all the possible or nearly the same photos, text, or anything else. When we go deeper, so we design a little bit multi-layer network, then we have so-called deep learning. Well, we have to teach the student what's the difference between certain tools, and then we can talk about a little bit larger umbrella and put all the things on the same topic. This is artificial intelligence. Well, some of the students are technically skilled, so they can design their own data mining and use specific techniques and specifics for machine learning. The other one just use the open educational resources. Well, this is when we came to the second question, which is what are the most crucial aspects that we need to address when teaching artificial intelligence and providing the knowledge of artificial intelligence, or explaining how the tools of artificial intelligence works in the computer world, in the real world, in the social media. Then, after we understand the mechanisms, how the artificial intelligence works, like, for example, ChatGPT. I think everybody on this globe knows what is that ChatGPT, but there are only a few people who know how it works in deeper, actually, how it technically works, because not everything is revealed. However, the Open GPT, the OpenAI, provides a lot of libraries that can be used in different applications. But there is one thing we need to always emphasize, and we like to address, is that when the software is done, when the tool is ready, it usually uses existing copyrighted text or copyrighted photos to teach the neural network. And there is a question of copyright violation issues when designing novel photos, new presentations, and using artificial intelligence. We think that our students should be aware that not all the materials available on the internet should be used freely, but only those which are in the open educational resource. So in the platforms, the other might face with copyright violation issues. On the other hand, well,
you have 1 minute to wrap up, Imre. Apologies for interrupting.
Thank you very much. I think I will be on time. So the next and the last thing is that all the students who are happily using JetGPT artificial intelligence have to be aware that we have also other tools which are being very quickly developed, which detect whether they use artificial intelligence, and these are called artificial intelligence checkers. QuickBoot, CopyLeaks, ZeroGPT. We can discover whether the text or the photo was designed with artificial intelligence. So much from Slovenia, so much from the sunny day in the center of Europe. I hope you do have any questions, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Imre. Thank you for sharing initiatives that are happening in your institution when it comes to open education resources. So hopefully our participants here, they might have some questions on that. Let's see. I'm also checking the chat box. You can raise. Oh, I see that Lavinia raised her hand. Go ahead, Lavinia.
Hi, Imre. Thank you so much for that presentation. Very interesting. And I'm particularly interested in the point you raised about a lot of people know about ChatGPT, but a few people know how it works. So I wonder if at your institution you have developed training materials or modules to kind of meet the middle ground, right? Because there is, you can train, and I assume, given your background in engineering, you can probably become very technical and detailed with your students. But there are also other audiences out there, and I'm thinking here at teachers, for instance, since I'm based in the School of Education in Glasgow, where I think that there needs to be a middle ground in terms of how much do we go into the black box, but also how do we translate so that the teachers gain a deeper understanding of how these systems work. So have you developed, basically coming back to my question, have you developed any training modules or materials to speak to non-specialists or to a wider audience rather than the immediate, students you may be working with who are potentially expected to know these systems in more detail?
Indeed, the entire program, Open Education for a Better World, is designed for basically for wide society. So it's not for engineers, but for multiple education. So our models and our education are based on blocks, diagrams, so they understand the framework, the data flow only. So they don't need to know anything about the low-level protocol, the technically how it works, what are these specific boxes, specific circles that I have put in the presentation. I always put some engineering slide that it's basically sometimes it's difficult to understand when you go into details. However, when you just see the data flow between boxes, then you understand how the information goes, where the information is only data, where you add something, and at the end of the day, you got the information you want. So in open education, our professors are basically designing, I would say most of them, if not all, their presentations and their tutorials based only on data flow and on on block diagrams. However, in the another program, which is the master in industrial engineering, that one is basically also developing and using the technology that's behind these block boxes. So everybody can get what they basically are looking for. I hope I did understand. I did answer your question.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no, absolutely. And I think if you could share some of those resources, I'd definitely like to have a look.
No problem. I put in a chat box this project that the students did. The rest of the topics, basically, you can find or over the webpage of the university, and some of them are also available in videolectures.net. So most of the topics are basically available. That's why we call it open educational resources.
Thank you, Imre, for your presentation, as well as also for sharing more information about the open education resources. And thank you, Lavinia, for a very good question. To those of you who are especially, directly involved in teacher training, you will be, I think, interested to know that we are working with the Open Education for Better World team in Slovenia. We partnered with them for the school collaboration program track, where our participants are currently designing innovative teaching practice that at the end of the project, they hope to transform into open education resources. So we will keep you posted if you want to know more, and you can shoot an email to me if this is a specific interest of yours. Then I will keep you in my list to regularly update. Thank you, Imre, again. And now let's invite our next speaker from Singapore Academy of Teachers, Dr. Dai Hui Tan. Dr. Dai Hui Tan, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Jyoti and ASEF team for giving me an opportunity to share. And a very good morning to colleagues in Europe and afternoon to those in Asia like myself. I'm Dai Hui, Master Teacher in Economics, and I am coming from the Academy of Singapore Teachers. So before I share on my responses for the two questions, maybe I just give a little bit of background information of my work as well as my organization. So as master teachers, we are essentially national teacher leaders, or perhaps in other contexts, we can be known as instructional coaches or teacher trainers. So as master teachers, we are actually responsible for providing pedagogical leadership and mentorship to enhance the quality and capability of our teaching fraternity so that they in turn can inspire the students that they teach and improve the learning outcomes of our students. And as you can see in this photo, there are actually over 100 of us master teachers in Singapore, and the size is continuing to grow. So that's good news for us. And each of us is actually tied to one subject because of our background. So for your information, all of us actually were formerly school teachers, and we were actually in schools teaching a particular subject. So for myself, I was an economics teacher for 18 years before I joined this organization. So therefore, I'm master teacher in economics, and I take care of all the economics teachers in Singapore and in their professional development. So the organization that I am from is called the Academy of Singapore Teachers. So you can see on the slide, that's the makeup of my academy on the left-hand side. So in my organization, we have this branch called the Office of Subject Chapters, which is grouped into 4 main subject clusters: humanities, sciences, mathematics, and learner profile that focuses on specific student characteristics. So my subject being economics, therefore falls under the humanities cluster. And there are also other academies and language centers in Singapore that looks after the languages as well as physical education, art, and music. So together, the AST as well as other academies and language centers, we actually take charge of the professional development of in-service teachers in Singapore, and we provide opportunities for the teachers to learn on the job. And because we are practitioners at heart, we actually delve more about bridging theories with actual classroom practices. So okay, let's go to the 2 questions that Jyoti has earlier shared. So the first question was, how does your institution approach learning about AI and learning with AI? Before I respond directly to this question, I just like to share this learning approach that my organization uses as a guide for professional learning experiences. So this guide is the ARC learning model. ARC stands for assignments, A. R stands for relationship, and C stands for courses. So we believe that a teacher's professional learning should be holistic and should not just be solely dependent on attending formal workshops or courses. And in fact, in Singapore, courses actually only forms a very small proportion of a current teacher's professional learning experiences. The bulk of the teacher's learning actually comes from on the job, which is under assignments, as well as the kind of relationships these teachers forge with their fellow colleagues, as well as with their mentors in school. So altogether, these 3 types of learning experiences are complementary, and they work hand in hand to build the teacher's professional learning. So because of this complementarity of these 3 types of learning experiences, we at AST Master Teachers, we are also very mindful in achieving a combination of this professional learning for our teachers. So we try to stack these 3 learning experiences up like Lego bricks, as you can see at the top of my slide. So for instance, we could be conducting a workshop or a course for our teachers, but we don't just stop there. So after the course has ended, we continue to keep in touch with the teachers that we have trained. We check in with them on how they are doing, or we could open up a new learning community and invite them to join so that they can continue this conversation and continue to deepen their learning. And we also might be visiting these teachers in their schools and observe how they teach. So we give them feedback on their lessons. So that's under assignments. Or we could actually be working with them on their lesson plans. So this is the model that we use for professional learning. And in the context of learning about AI and with AI, it is no exception, right? So we also use this ARC learning model when it comes to educating our teachers about AI. So this slide shows how we apply the ARC model to AI. So for instance, under assignments, we work very closely with the school teachers. So we provide consultancy services, advice, ideas to our respective subject teachers for their AI-enabled lessons across all levels of schooling. So all levels of schooling here refer to secondary schools, junior colleges, or even primary school. So for example, some of our teachers actually come to us for help in terms of their prompt design. So we give some ideas on how to improve that. Other teachers come to us to ask us to help them with their lesson plan, where AI is being integrated into the lessons. And like I mentioned just now, we often visit these schools and observe the teachers teach and give advice on how they use this AI in the lessons. Then, of course, we also form learning communities, right? We form communities comprising of teachers in our own subject, but these teachers can be from different schools in Singapore so that they can learn from the experiences of teachers in different schools to broaden their knowledge of the affordances of AI in the learning platforms as well as the apps. So for example, as an economics master teacher, I have formed this network learning community, or NLC for short, for my economics teachers to explore different AI tools and to let them try how AI can be used in the teaching and learning of economics. And similarly, my geography colleague has actually included discussion about AI in her new media network learning community. And of course, we also have rolled out new AI workshops for our respective subject teachers because we see that this is an increasing need in our teachers. But in addition to rolling out new AI workshops, we also look at our existing pedagogical workshops and ask ourselves whether there can also be a role in AI in all these workshops. So for instance, my existing workshop on differentiated instruction, I actually included the role of AI in customizing teaching materials and instruction for students. So we also look at improving our existing workshops wherever relevant to see if AI can be included.
You have 1 minute to wrap up.
Thank you. So which specific aspect of AI would I consider to be most critical? Well, my perspective on this question is that I think it has to be a tiered approach because teachers could be at different stages of competency along this spectrum. So my tiered approach is that maybe at the bottom level, the teachers minimally had to be aware and know what are the different AI tools out there in the market. And after they have had this awareness, then they could move on to the next level, which is how to optimize AI in completing standalone tasks. And only after they have achieved this competency, perhaps then they can move on to the next level, which is then how do we integrate these AI-enabled tasks purposefully into lessons where there can be an optimal mix of human as well as AI enabled activities in a lesson. And last but not least, it's very important to take a step back and reflect on the learning and create some new insights that we can share with the rest of the fraternity. So with that, I end my presentation, and I just want to share that Jyoti has shared about the proposal, and personally, because of my work as a teacher trainer, I'm very, very interested in the area of curriculum, and I hope that there could be opportunities for collaboration later on. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Daivitan. It's very interesting for us to see that in Singapore, there is already a structured approach in place to address AI in education. And here we also have some scholars from National Institute of Education Singapore presented. Maybe they have some insights to share or comments on your presentation. And also we open the floor to all the participants for, if they have any questions or comments to share. So let's see, I'm looking at the participant list to see if there are any hands raised. I see a comment from Lavinia. In terms of material development, are you interested in a particular level or areas of the curriculum? So Lavinia has a question related to the proposal on curriculum. She wants to know if you are interested in a particular level or areas.
Oh, thank you for that question, Lavinia. At the moment, I would think that the curriculum that I'm interested in would be more in terms of teacher workshops, curriculum for professional development in the form of workshops. I have not really given it any concrete thought yet about areas, but probably in terms of the tiered approach that I shared earlier, so perhaps maybe one area could be focusing on basic knowledge of what is AI. So things like what is machine learning, what is deep learning, and things like that. So basic terminologies. Then perhaps maybe we can look at another area of prompt engineering. So things like how do we...
Sorry to interrupt. You were dropped. I think for a few seconds we couldn't hear you, maybe for about 10 seconds. So if you would like to repeat what you were saying, that would be great.
Oh, I'm so sorry about my internet connection. Yeah. Okay, so just to cut the long story short, I think in terms of material development, right, and areas of the curriculum, most likely it is it is something what I have shared earlier on in the tiered approach, looking at basic knowledge about AI, that's one. Two will be prompt engineering, ways of designing good prompts. Third will be lesson ideas, lesson packages, lesson plans. Yeah, something like that. Though I have not given it any a concrete thought about it. Yeah.
You have 2 weeks, so that's enough time. Hopefully you'll come up with concrete ideas. Thank you so much, Daivi. I'm not sure if our colleagues from NIE have any questions, comments on your presentations. If you do, you can also use the chat box to ask questions, or later if we have more time, you can also ask questions or share your comments as well. Thank you again, Daivi, for sharing, such insightful information from the Singapore Academy of Teachers. And now let's move on to our next presentation. Earlier, I said that we changed the sequence a little bit, so we'll go ahead with Dr. Noli. So Dr. Noli Minos de Ramos from Philippine Normal University in South Luzon. So we will start with that. So Dr. Noli Minos de Ramos, the floor is yours. You can continue to share your screen.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible, Jyoti?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
So let me share my screen. Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and good morning from Europe into Asia. Okay, this afternoon I will be presenting in the ASEFClassNet17 faculty collaboration. So I was assigned to present in the two questions being raised by Jyoti. Okay. So first, I would like to share with you our campus, our institution. So Philippine Normal University, as the premier institution and National Center for Teacher Education in the Philippines, is dedicated to adopt multiple approach to integrate artificial intelligence into its framework. So this also involves not only understanding AI, but also leveraging it to enhance teaching and learning process. So we have actually different 5 campuses in the Philippine Normal University. So first, of course, the main campus at the center, and the second one is from the South Luzon, and the third one is from the North Luzon, and the fourth one is from the Mindanao, and the last one is from the Visayas. So PNU is very diverse. No, it's being offered in 2 different places in in different 3 islands in the Philippines. So the first question is, how does your institution approach learning about AI and learning with AI? So I have actually divided this into 6 categories. So the first one is the curriculum integration. So PNU actually can introduce AI-related courses at various levels of education. For example, in our undergraduate students, basic courses on AI principles, the ethics, and applications can be included. And for our graduate programs, it can delve deeper into AI, covering the advanced topics like machine learning, natural language processing, and of course, AI in education. And for what about the interdisciplinary approach? So AI should not be confined only to computer science students or AI or IT students on the different departments, but also interdisciplinary approach can be adopted where AI applications are integrated in various fields, since we are offering different courses like psychology, education, mathematics, science, and many more. So this can help future educators understand the broad applications of AI, and it can be utilized in their specific fields of studies. The second one is the faculty development and research. So for our faculty, regular workshops and training sessions on AI for faculty members. For example, last week we have attended webinars, invited speakers from the Coventry University in Europe. So they have spoken to us or shared with us their experiences related to AI and how their experiences can be also shared to us, of course, in Asia. And of course, the institution can explore innovative ways to use AI, no? To improve teaching methodologies to our students, personalized learning and experiences, and additional assess educational outcomes. Collaborative research also is, of course, being practiced in the university. Projects with other campuses or universities, the stakeholders and partners in the industries can also be pursued to stay in the forefront of AI advancements. And the third aspect of approach is the AI enhanced learning environment. So for personalized learning, utilize AI-driven platforms to create personalized learning experience for students. AI can analyze student data. Of course, we have given our students with regard to their research, so we are actually teaching them, no, to utilize the AI in their personal learning experience using the said platform. And providing also the customized resources and feedback to enhance the learning outcomes. Of course, we have to identify the strengths and weaknesses of the AI in terms of their experiences. And for intelligent tutoring systems, AI-powered tutoring systems that offer real-time assistance to our students. So we have actually contacts to our students in terms of their questions, if they don't understand the said questions raised to them. So they actually have connections or communications that is support to individualized learning. And for number 4, the ethical and responsible AI usage. So this is actually one of the critical aspects now in terms of using the AI. Incorporate modules on the ethical implementations of AI in the curriculum. So discussions on the data privacy, algorithmic ideas, and the social impact of AI can prepare our students to use AI responsibly and ethically in the future careers. And also we have Turnitin, the platform can also check whether the students use generative applications no, or the ChatGPT. So we have the tracking systems to, of course, to check their usage in terms of the generative AI. And the policy development, as of the moment, the university is creating a committee to enforce or create a policy regarding the ethical use of AI in the institution. And this includes, of course, the data privacy, the transparency in AI applications, and of course, to promote fairness and inclusivity. And the fifth one is the partnerships and collaborations. So for partnerships and collaborations, we, as the institution, establish partnerships with leading technology like Microsoft, Google, and other industry AI startups. So these partnerships can provide access to the cutting edge in the AI tools and platforms, and the internship opportunities for our students, and collaborative research projects. And for the global collaborations, we engage in global collaborations with other educational institutions, to exchange knowledge, sharing resources, and of course stay updated on global trends in AI in education. And for the sixth is the last is the community engagement. I have here in the AI literacy programs. So as an institution, we extend AI literacy programs to the community. So PNU offer workshops and seminars to our local schools and of course the general public, fostering a broader understanding of AI and its potential benefits and risks to our students and our teachers. And for outreach initiatives, so we partner with our local executives, local schools to implement AI projects and initiatives, providing real-world experience for our faculty, our students, our staff, and of course supporting AI education at the grassroots level. So for the next question about which specific aspects of AI literacy do you consider most to address in teacher education at this moment? So I have categorized three aspects, crucial aspects. So the first one is the ethical implications of AI. So teachers must be equipped to navigate the complex ethical consideration and landscape associated with AI. So the issues like cybersecurity, data privacy, algorithmic bias, and the societal impacts of the AI development. And the second one is the AI enhanced pedagogical techniques. Teachers can now understand how AI can transform pedagogical practices, of course, to enhance student learning outcomes. And this includes the use of AI for personalized learning, intelligent tutoring systems, and adaptive learning technologies. And the last one is AI literacy for students. So teachers play a critical role in imparting AI literacy to their students. Therefore, it is crucial that teachers themselves are well versed in using AI. The concepts, and of course, it can effectively teach the students to become future-ready teachers, preparing them for an AI-driven future. So thank you so much for the opportunity, Judy, for giving me the time to present our institutions and, of course, our approaches with regards to the AI. Thank you so much.
My apologies, I was on mute. Thank you so much, Dr. Nolite Ramos, for sharing PNU's institutional status and approaches on learning about AI and learning with AI, as well as your views on crucial aspects of AI in teacher education. Let's see if our participants have any question. And I have a question. It was interesting to see that one of the approach by PNU involves community engagement, which is interesting, and I think it's very important as well. Who are part of the PNU's community in this community engagement initiative? Could you tell us a bit more about this specific area?
With regard to the community engagement, actually we have adapted schools adapted barangays, local communities. So we actually having this kind of training to inform them about the awareness of on how the AI is, its benefits and its useful, and how they can improve their lives. So as PNUs, the National Center for Teacher Education, we actually focus not only for the whole entire Philippines, but of course in the nearby communities that we access already, we have to share with them and we have to make them aware of the risks, the benefits of whatever AI can offer into our global perspectives. Thank you so much for that question.
You're welcome. So just to clarify, so the community, is it beyond education stakeholders or who are working in the field of education in this context?
Well, there are other aspects that is beyond education, but some of them, of course, as in the PNU South Luzon, we are in the Technology and Livelihood Education Hub. So most of our offerings to our community engagement is about trainings related to home economics, improving their lives, about training on how to make their lives improve in a certain way that they can use it to make their lives. For example, in our home economics subjects, no, in our community we teach them on how to cook, how to bake, to make a living to the community. So since technology and livelihood education is very complex, no, like there is of course in the industrial arts, agri-fishery arts, so it's very complex. So we have offer different opportunities to our community.
Thank you. That's interesting. Is there any question for Dr. Noli de Ramos? You can raise your hand or you can also type in the chat box. If you can come up with any questions, you can also continue to type in the chat box later. And Dr. Noli de Ramos, if you have any web link or anything related to these approaches that you have shared, please feel free to share in the chat box as well. Thank you so much again for your presentation. Now let's move on from the Philippines to Myanmar. So let's invite our next speaker, Dr. Su Myat Ai from Myanmar. And she's currently a lecturer at the Yangon University of Education. So Dr. Su Myat Ai, the floor is yours. You can now share your screen. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I am Sumia a lecturer from Department of Educational Psychology in Yangon University of Education in Myanmar. Today, I would like to talk about how does my institution approach learning about AI and learning with AI. And the next topic is about the specific aspects of AI literacy in teacher education at this moment. And firstly, I would like to introduce my country, Myanmar. Myanmar is a South Asian nation and is bordered on the north and northeast by China, on the east and southeast by Laos and Thailand, and on the west by Bangladesh and India. And Myanmar is in Myanmar, like many other nations, and it has been gradually implementing and integrating artificial intelligence into various sectors since January 2022. But the adoptions of the artificial intelligence in Myanmar may face many challenges, such as limited internet connection in some areas, especially the rural areas, and less of the skilled AI professionals, infrastructure structures and economic conditions. Moreover, most of the developing countries experience various barriers and challenges in the developments of the AI industries and market. So our country is little used to the artificial intelligence in various sectors. And now I would like to start the topic of learning about AI in my university. This is my university, and in my university, there's 200 teaching staff and 100 administrative staff, and it has the 13 departments, including pedagogical majors and academic major. And my department is education and psychology. And for the undergraduate course of my department, we teach our students about the educational psychology fields such as motivation, perception, adjustment, intelligence, etc. So we teach about the artificial intelligence as a part of the intelligence chapter, but it is just a little. And some students can create the picture for the presentation PowerPoint with the use of the AI image generator tools. Okay, now I would like to continue the topics of learning with AI in my university. Actually, my university is also still used to artificial intelligence. So our student can use just only the LMS and ChatGPT. LMS is also known e-learning platform, and already know LMS is the software application or web-based technology used to plan, implement, and assert a specific learning process. And to implement the learning management system in my university, we cooperate with the ethical digital companies in 2022. Now, our students can register online enrollment, register for courses, and pay tuition fee. Teachers prepare the video lessons and upload on the LMS, so our students can learn this video anytime from everywhere with their mobile phone or laptop. And the next one is the ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT is can improve the accessibility to education by removing the barriers for students. And moreover, our students can check their homework or assignments with ChatGPT, whether it is correct or not. And then if the student needs, they can study personalized learning with their mobile phone, and it helps as the assistant to the teacher. So I think ChatGPT is one is very useful for our students. And then secondly, I would like to continue about the AI literacy. I think AI literacy is in teacher education is crucial for the preparation educator to effectively integrated AI concept into our teaching practice and to equip us with the knowledge and skill necessary to teach the AI literacy to our students. So I think AI literacy is very important for the teacher educator. And then there's so many aspects of the AI literacy to address in the teacher education, especially for the developing country. And then the first one is, I think the first one is that incorporating the AI concept into teacher training program. It is that the integrate AI concepts such as AI principle application and ethical consideration into teacher training program and professional development course. I think they can help the teacher educator understand the basic concepts of AI and its relevance to education. And the second one is the how to train you with AI tools and technology. In that, administrators should provide the hand training opportunity for the teacher educator to experiment with the AI tools and technologies relevant to the education, such as educational AI platform, coding tools, and AI powers teacher resources. And the third one is the critical thinking and ethical reflection. It is one of the most important aspects of the AI literacy in teacher education. So I think others should emphasize the critical thinking and ethical reflection in AI education for the teacher. And the last one is the partnership with industries and research institutions to implement the developments of the AI literacy in teacher education. I think we should cooperate with the industry partners and research institutions to provide teachers with the access to expertise, resources, and real-world applications of the AI. This can help the teacher educator stay updated on the latest developments in AI and its relevance to education. I think by addressing about these AI literacy in teacher education, teacher educator can better equip to integrate the AI concept into the teaching practice, foster the AI literacy among the students, and prepare the next generation for success in the AI world. I think about the aspects are the most crucial to the address in teacher education at this moment. Okay, thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sumiat Ai. We changed the second question slightly. Thank you for focusing on the AI literacy part. Would you like to also reflect very quickly on, if we take the literacy out, if we just want to know your perspectives on what crucial aspects of AI are important in teacher education? Because with literacy, it kind of, it comes down to preparing teachers to teach, right? But in addition to AI literacy, specifically for teaching and learning, in general, what are different types of areas of AI that you think are crucial for teacher education? I think on that note, also, let's see if we have any questions from our participants. You can also type in the chat box if you have questions in case, it's difficult for you to speak up today. I will then read out the questions. Dr. Sumiat,
Myanmar is a developing country, so it has been introduced and implemented AI policies and guidelines. So we face many barriers and challenges in the development of AI literacies and markers. So most of the teacher educators do not have the AI literacy to implement the AI-related matter, but we all are trying to improve the AI-related matter as possible as we can. So thank you.
Thank you. How do you reflect on the current hype about ChatGPT in Myanmar? Are teachers also facing issues when it comes to students using ChatGPT for their assignments and things like that?
Yes. Teacher paid the assignments or homeworks. So students trying to do their homework assignment, but they just they want to know that what is true or false. So they can check their home or their place. They can check with their mobile phone. Yes.
Thank you. I think currently we don't have any questions in the chat box. So thank you so much for your presentation. If there are any questions for you, I will alert you. Now let's move on to our next presenter. We see your screen, Sumiat. Would you like to stop sharing your screen? Oh, I think it's Sumon trying to share her screen, if I'm not mistaken. So sorry. Yes. So with that, let's invite our last speaker for today's individual presentation, Dr. Sumon Ang from the same institution from Myanmar. Dr. Sumon, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone, I am Sumo from Yangon University of Education. So I'm from the Department of Curriculum and Methodology. Before answering the question about AI, so may I introduce my department. So my department is the Department of Curriculum and Methodology. So we are giving courses on the following programs. The first program is a BEd regular course, and the second program is BEd correspondent course, and the third one is a MEd course, and the last one is PhD course. So we are attempting to use AI through this program, but we do not have full internet access. So we have limited internet access. In our departments, we deliver courses, the BEd programs on the specializations, teaching of Myanmar, teaching of English, teaching of mathematics. For the science students, they have to take course on teaching of chemistry, teaching of physics, and teaching of biology. For the art students, they have to take courses on teaching of geography, teaching of history, and teaching of economics. For the very first 2 years of BEd course, the first year and second year students have to take course on teaching of science and teaching of social study, including the compulsory subjects. We deliver our lecture through in person or through Zoom. So as activity 1 in BEd regular course, the pre-service teachers have to practice their teaching on their specialized subjects. These features are their practice teaching record. But we can't use artificial intelligence in these practice teaching programs. As the second activities, the regular students had to practice peer group teaching on their specialized subjects. As the third activity on their fourth year, they practice their predicants as block teaching. In addition, they have to create their instructional resources for their affected teaching learning situations. So they create model, mock ads, and chat poster. For the BEd correspondent course, we deliver lectures on their specialized subject. For example, physics, chemistry, and biology, and X subject. For the master degree programs, the postgraduate students practice their teaching through innovative teaching learning strategy, X micro teaching. In these portals, we just only use audiovisual aids like projector, PowerPoint presentations, but they take their assessment practices on Google Classroom and Kahoot and Mentimeter. In this COVID pandemic, we contact MED seminar by.
Sumon, I'm so sorry for interrupting you. Some of our participants, they cannot see your slides. Would you mind sharing the slides in the chat box so that we can also scroll through it? Is that possible? Or if you just send it to me, email it to me, I will share it with in the chat box.
Adishyo's dropped from Zoom.
Oh, no. I think we give her maybe a minute to see if she can reconnect. And in the meantime, I saw that there was a question for Sumiat from Lavinia. I think Sumiat responded, but accidentally, directly, privately to me instead of to everyone. So, Sumiat, would you like to respond to Lavinia? So Lavinia's question was on having exposed your teachers to AI, what are the outstanding and most urgent aspects that you would like to continue and develop?
Okay, I think we should have the partnership with industry and research institutions, so our teacher educator can have hand-on training opportunity. I think it is a very important for the teacher educator. Yes, thank you.
Sorry for my bad internet
No
connection.
worries. We understand. We understand. No worries. Perhaps you can email me the slides and then I will share, or you can directly share in the chat box as well. And I really appreciate everyone's patience and understanding to support Suman as well. Can you see her slide? From my end, I can see it. She reshared the slide again.
I can't see on my screen.
So you cannot see Nahid. Lavinia, can you see it as well? So sorry for this interruption, and thank you so much. I think when we are trying to wait for Suman to come back, I'm just going to share what's next so that we can save some time. Do you see my screen now, Inji?
Yes, but can you put on presentation mode?
Okay. So I think for those of you who are presenting next, if you are here, then you know we will have the individual presentation round 5 on 5th of July, Friday, so next week. And this is the presentation sequence. We will start with Asia since we started with Europe today. So we will start with our colleagues from National Institute of Education in Singapore with Professor Sang-Chi Tan's presentation and Professor Sang-Chi Tan's team from NIE. And then we will conclude the session with Mrs. Theodora Kakori's presentation from Cyprus. So that's what will happen next week. And then in the meantime, if you have any questions related to project proposal development, please feel free to send an email to us, then we will respond to you promptly. And now let us wait for Suman to come back. And then in case she's struggling to conclude her presentation today, I will request her to record every video presentation and share her slides with us. And then I will upload it on the learning platform so that you can catch up, related to what she presented today. She wanted to present today. We have 3 minutes left. Let's see. Hopefully, she can still come back and present. If not, then yeah, we will request her for the video. And in the meantime, if you have any questions to Professor Imre, who left, but you can always convey the question to him, Noli, and then Sumiyat, and related to project proposal development as well, you can also let us know and type in the chat box. Yes, Noli, please go ahead.
Hello, Jyoti. Good afternoon once again. I currently working on with research about AI on pre-service education. Can I use that as a proposal?
So is it your existing project that you are already working with PNU or other things?
I'm actually working on it right now, but it's not yet finished.
Okay. So actually for the ASEFClassNet17 cross-faculty proposal, we are looking for fresh projects that are going to, that are going to be part of, that are going to be initiated from this project. However, if there is any synergies and it is also okay for an institution to support you and accept new project members, then you can. But please remember that if this is an existing project already and things have taken places, so the new participants who will be joining, they might miss out or it might be difficult to catch up. So if you explore all those practical challenges and then if you feel like it's okay and it's okay for your institution as well, then you can propose. But we are looking for new projects.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay. If you have a specific questions, you can share this project proposal to me first before you submit. Then I can have a look, then also we can get back to you.
Okay, that is noted.
Thank you. So we only have 1 minute left, and I am afraid that Sumon might not be able to present today. So I'm really sorry that she's having internet connection today. I will get back to her and then follow up with her about how we can share her presentation with all of you. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding and for attending today's session live. And we look forward to see you for the individual presentation round 5. We have 2 more rounds to go. So we will see you next week. And to those of you who are in Europe, have a lovely and productive Friday and a nice weekend. And to those of you who are in Asia with us, the day has ended here, almost in Singapore. So we wish you a lovely weekend and a lovely Friday evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. See you next week.